Keys to success. Got to roll the dice, but the first time that you can go legit, seize the opportunity, believe and take control of it. Then get on your marathon and run it till it's over.
I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look. And he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean? The power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying.
Absolutely.
Come on, why we don't know about that?
Absolutely.
And you know,
and he just died mysteriously down there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, "Hussle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down." I say, "Niggas better ride for me."
What's going on, y'all? It's Trap News Media, and today we're talking about none other than the late, the great Nipsey Hussle. Hussle, real name Hermes Joseph Ashadon, was born August 15th, 1985, in Los Angeles, California. Hussle was born to Dwight Ashadon, an Eritrean immigrant, and he was also born to Angelique Smith, an African-American from Los Angeles. Hussle had an older brother named Samuel Ashadon and a sister named Samantha Smith. Hussle would later attend Alexander Hamilton High School, a high school known to be riddled with gang activity, which unfortunately Nipsey Hussle will be affiliated with himself later on. Hussle said he adopted the name Nipsey Hussle from a comedian, Julius Nipsey Russell. Hussle would eventually end up dropping out of high school due to an accusation saying that Hussle broke into a school computer lab, which I was not able to confirm true or false. Now, me being from Los Angeles myself, I could attend to the fact that Nipsey Hussle will leave a big impact on the community. In middle school, me and my friends would listen to the music of Nipsey Hussle. And at first, it was mostly filled with gang violence and drug dealing. But when you look a little deeper, you see there's a lot more to Nipsey Hussle than what's on the surface. Even though Nipsey Hussle was a known gang member, Hussle was rapping about stuff other people weren't doing, such as putting your money back into the community, all money in, no money out, and rising up out of the ghetto. Now, at the time of his unfortunate death, Nipsey Hussle said he was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi, a man who could cure you with medicinal herbs. He also was reported to have an investment going called Opportunity and plans to open up a Vegas resort and casino. He even had a meeting with the mayor a couple of days after his death where he was supposed to talk about gang reform. Now, if you're going to talk about Nipsey Hussle, you got to talk about the Rolling 60 Crips. Nipsey Hussle eventually ended up joining the Rolling 60 Crips, and he would put on for them really hard. The Rolling 60 Crips is one of the biggest neighborhoods in Los Angeles and got its start in the early 80s, some would even say the late 70s. But the Rolling 60 Crips is a treacherous neighborhood in South Central Los Angeles where the wrong affiliation could have you end up losing your life. Now, Nipsey Hussle will go on interviews and speak a little bit about his gang affiliation with the Rolling 60 neighborhood Crips. And here's what he would have to say.
The culture of my area is the gang culture, you know what I'm saying? So by being outside, being involved with hustling, being in the hood, doing things to try and get money, being young, you know, riding your bike through the hood, getting shot at, your loved ones and homies that's your age, getting killed, getting shot at, you know, getting jumped at malls and at basketball, football games, high school games, whatever. You know what I mean? Getting into it, it's like, we were just raised like, if you with me, if something go down, I'm in it. Whether I'm from this shit or not, you know what I'm saying? So after a while, it just be like you always in the middle of some shit, you might as well, you know what I mean?
Be part of it.
Be part of it.
Official.
Now, Nipsey Hussle will have more than just guidance from the Rolling 60 Crips. He would also be guided by his older brother, Big Sam. And them together would open a store on Crenshaw and Slauson called Slauson Tees. Slauson Tees would eventually be targeted by the LAPD for gang affiliation and activity. Now, when Nipsey Hussle started rapping, he would come under the management of a man named Big U. Big U was a leader for the Rolling 60 Crips and still is. Big U had did a lot of time in jail, but when he came home, he was interested in getting into the music industry through Nipsey Hussle. But before Big U had got into managing Nipsey Hussle, he had started with a man named Corrupt. Some of you may know him from the Dog Pound Gangsters, affiliated with Snoop Dogg. Now, Big U says he had got his start from a man named Lamont Bloomfield, who was also a Rolling 60 Crip member, who actually sued the infamous Suge Knight for multi-million-dollar lawsuit over Corrupt's management. Now, Big U even says so much in the interview and gives credit to this man, Lamont Bloomfield.
And Corrupt was the first artist that you started working with?
Corrupt, I was messing with in 1990.
Yeah, so that was the first artist?
First artist, Corrupt was the first artist.
Was he affiliated with Death Row yet or no?
No, it wasn't no Death Row.
Okay.
It probably would never even been a Death Row if I'd have been home.
Okay.
Fact.
So, Corrupt is originally from Philly, right?
Right.
So, but he moves out and he's in the 60s. He was living in the 60s area. And you had never managed artists or done anything music-wise until then.
Right.
So, how did it start off with you managing Corrupt?
Lamont Broomfield had Corrupt signed. And me and Lamont Broomfield grew up. It was me, Lamont Broomfield, and Battle Cat. We was like best friends.
Battle Cat, the producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all went from like 59, and I think Battle Cat didn't go to 59, I think Battle Cat, we met at Horse Man. So Battle Cat, me, Lamont Broomfield, and Battle Cat was like partners. And then Battle Cat was always on the drums in the school, and I'd come pick him up in school. We go walk to nutrition and all that, just to like the 3 years we was there. So I went to jail, came out, went to another town, to the soda, and got a bag. Lamont come with this kid. All right, well, if you're doing this. So we just was vibing in the studio, Then we get to do the paperwork. I started Delicious Entertainment. That was the name of the group back then, my company. I had already just signed a deal for a male and female exotic dance company. And it was under Delicious Entertainment. My wife wouldn't get the paperwork. So then we was doing the music part. And unfortunately, it was I was gone.
Now, Big U had always had a name in the streets. But through corrupting Lamont Bloomfield, Big U had now acquired a name in the industry, which would help him later managing Nipsey Hussle and would help the Rolling 60 Crips gain a foothold in the music world. Now, when Big U got out of jail, things would be different. He'd eventually come in contact with a young Nipsey Hussle who was running around the hood making a lot of traction.
Big U's from South LA, and he served 13 years in a California prison. But now he's making moves in the music industry. Take a listen.
Everyone says that Nipsey Hussle is about to be one of the biggest rappers. That's your dude. Tell me how you and Nipsey got together.
Oh, well, that's my little homeboy. He grew up in the same neighborhood I did. When I came out, I was out about 2 years, and I heard his music. And after I heard his music, I took a liking to it. I felt he could be the next one to take us both to the next level. So I hollered at him, got with LT Hutton to get him on the Tupac song. He gave us love on that. He did Tupac with L.A. Dre. That took off. Then we came back and Felly Fell gave us some love with Bullets Ain't Got No Name.
Now, Nipsey would go on to become a major success in the music industry, working with artists such as Jay-Z, Drake, and Bankroll Fresh. But seemed like the more traction he would gain in the industry, the less him and Big U would get along. Somewhere down the line, they had a bit of a falling out. Charleston White would later go on to talk about this in the interview. This is what he had to say.
Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, nigga, we finna come beat you. Because I don't want to pay that $20,000. You say it's over this equipment. But Nip had gotten bigger than the set. Well, what do you mean by that, Charleston? Think about when Big U and all the other big homies and the OGs in the hood, they standing in front of Nip shit. They standing on the street corners. When Nip pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, he pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, nigga, them fresh ass Puma with all them goddamn chains on, and then he opened up the door. He got a Hollywood bitch coming up out of there, London Lauren, one of the baddest Hollywood bitches we done seen. When the little homies see Nip pull up, do you think they gonna stay here and talk to the big homies, Big U and them? They gonna make an about face and say, y'all, there go Nip, and they gonna run away from the big homies. As all the excitement going to Nip, all the brawls, everybody, the store, what you think the big homie sitting back saying? Now Nip is growing. Nip that Monday had a meeting with the LA County, with the LA Police Departments on gang intervention program before he come up dead. So now Nip and Big U done fell out over $20,000 worth of equipment. So they say, but it's really over $20,000 nigga extortion.
Now, as that video says, Nip and Big U has started having a little bit of a falling out. Simultaneously, Nipsey Hussle's on the radar of a lot of big people, not only in rap, but in politics. So, within the last few months, or even weeks, of Nipsey Hussle's untimely death, he's reported to have some problems with not only Big U, but the man known as Shitty Cuz. Also, he's supposed to have a meeting with the LAPD, and like I stated before, he has a lot of programs he's trying to start and documentaries he's trying to release to help better not only his community, but the culture as a whole.
Email requesting from Nipsey and Rock Nation, requesting to me to set up a meeting with the chief. And I'm going to read it to you. This was dated February 26th. Our goal is to work with the department to help improve communication, relationships, and work towards changing the culture and dialogue between LAPD and the inner city. We want to hear about your new programs and your goals for the department, as well as how we can help stop gang violence and help you help kids. So it takes time to set up meetings. We did. It was set up for yesterday. And the chief called me on Sunday and told me, this was 15 minutes after, that that Nipsey Hussle had been assassinated, been murdered.
Odd choice of words, seeing as assassinated, by definition, is murder and a surprise attack for political or religious reasons. Now the LAPD acted like it was all love between them and Nipsey Hussle. But a lot has come out to show that not only did they target Nipsey long before his assassination, but they targeted his estate after.
Talk about Nipsey, who was, an active gang member, but transitioning into just a man, right? He was a business owner, operated several businesses in the Crenshaw and Slauson parking lot, him and his brother. And it just seemed like the LAPD could not get away from viewing him as just a gang member. He, was continuously harassed at his place of business. Do you think that if Nipsey Hussle had a better relationship with the police, that maybe he wouldn't have been harassed so much?
I don't even think that he would have had a chance to have a better relationship with them.
Despite the fact that we've seen the LAPD commissioner have the press conference with the city following Nipsey's murder, LAPD is a known corrupt entity. Do you believe that the LAPD was focused on completely stopping whatever Nipsey had going on over there on Slauson and Crenshaw?
I would say yes. I'm not big into conspiracy theories, but we see it already. Like, even now today, I live like 3 minutes from that area, the Crenshaw and Slauson area. It's blocked off. The alley's blocked off. You can't go. There's no memorial site.
Now, a lot of people might be wondering, what do the LAPD and Big U have to do with each other? But while looking into Nipsey's death, I quickly found a link between the two, and a couple people have came out after the fact and talked about Big U and his BlackBerry. Well, it turns out Big U has a company called Development Options that works hand in hand with the LAPD. And the LAPD requires Development Options to bring information on gangs. Some people even went as far as to say he has always been working with them, and that he will bring guns to the hood, scratch serial numbers off, and hand them out to the guys, then relay the information back to the police. One of them being longtime friend of Big U and Nipsey Hussle and fellow Rolling 60 Crip member Loose Cannon. Loose Cannon was seen to have his own falling out with Big U and would recently go on an interview saying a lot of things about Big U and Nipsey Hussle's relationship.
He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got, or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yep, and
you
we
like
were just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
and
just
30
never
minutes
knew.
after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah.
I want you to know that Big U had a contract on Nipsey's management for I think the last 10 years, but it had ended a couple months before his passing. And then Nipsey would be killed in the parking lot of his own business by a man named Shitty, who was from Rolling 60 and was affiliated with all three of the people in this video. So Nipsey and Shitty would eventually get into an altercation where Nipsey supposedly says Shitty is a police informant. And now with all that said, you see the connection between the Rolling 60s, Nipsey Hussle, and the LAPD. Shitty has supposedly just got a release from jail for whatever reason. And immediately after getting released, ends up murdering the notorious Nipsey Hussle. Now, Loose Cannon continued to say this.
He hit me a little bit too early because
the homie Shitty
double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, no, but
that's crazy.
It's deep. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
I never heard Marley say he did some beat.
But what kind of shit are you saying that Big U does that he then
shit.
stamps but doesn't actually do? You're talking about like street shit?
Yeah, they're like street shit. So basically, say if I go do something in the hood, right, and he knows about it, he'll tell everybody in the hood.
Like it's him.
So like it's him, but then they be calling me. It was like, cuz you just did this, and I'm like, cuz that's like some police shit. Because why would you be telling, if me and you is the only person that know what we did, it shouldn't even go between.
Are you woke, Loose?
Of course.
Are you woke now?
Yeah.
You know why he's putting it out there, right?
Of course.
He got to get that credit from that 7 Street contract.
Of course. So at the end of the day, it's like I realized, like, damn, it's 2023 and you got a BlackBerry. Like they didn't even.
How long have I been asking you about that BlackBerry?
Since 2015.
So that's the phone that he got?
Yeah, his name in the contract. 7th Street Division issued him a BlackBerry as a police issue phone to report all gang violence in his grid area. And this is an annual contract. If he doesn't produce, then they take it. He's been having a contract 10, 11 years. He did such a great job. He went from $550,000 a year. They gave him a $440,000 bonus. We send the contract. But listen, fuck all that.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, cause he'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cuz it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns. And when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that. And I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because
this
I'm
is
his
high-tech shit.
I'm his right hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him.
So in conclusion, the link between the LAPD, the Rolling 60 Crips, and the music industry is clearly Big U. Now, let's go into how all of those parties had a problem with Nipsey Hussle and why they wanted him out the picture. And further look into the possibility that they may have worked together to orchestrate the assassination of Nipsey Hussle.